Hello friends, so I was going through GMTK 2020 Game Jam games and this time they got some 5000 plus game entries from all around the world. The Game Jam was active for 2 days, dated 10th of July to 12th of July 2020 and the theme of the jam was Out of Control. It was tough for me to go through all the games, so I watched Mark Brown's latest video where he mentioned his top 20 picks from the Game Jam. So I went through those 20 games and came up with my list of 5 best games from GMTK 2020 Game Jam. This is Video Game Genie and the video is about 5 best games from GMTK 2020 Game Jam. Before we start the video, I just want to clarify that all the ideas were great and this ranking is my personal view after playing all the games. And the ranking is solely based on innovation in idea and fun while playing the game. Starting with the number 5, Shooty Balls. It is a top-down view twin-stick shoot 'em up game where your character has to shoot red enemies without shooting the green element and take the yellow eggs. In this game you don't have to save yourself but you have to save the green element from you. So there is a control bar at the top. When you shoot or take damage from the enemy, that control bar reduces and when it reduces to 0, your character goes out of control. You loses the control on the bullets. The only thing you can manage is your movement. That too is very slow in the uncontrolled situation. For gaining the control, the character has to rest time to time and has to collect yellow eggs. And if you don't collect the eggs, they will turn into the new enemies. Not just this, when two enemy balls collides with each other, they form a bond and become a shooter, which ultimately increases the chaos on the screen. There is no level system in the game, it's just how long you can survive. Overall, it gave me an arcade feeling and the best time I survived was 84 seconds. On number 4 we have Losing Control. The game is based on simple mechanics of copy and paste. Your objective in all the levels is to form the path for your character in a limited number of copy and paste actions. You can copy the tiles you have in the level and paste them to form the path. For doing that, you just have to select the tiles or number of tiles, then hit Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Every time you hit any of them, you lose one chance. After a few of levels, you will have lava as a tile style, which start expanding as your character moves. So for such situations, you can copy and paste an empty tile for making a disconnection between path tiles and lava. After a time, the situation becomes out of control as levels become very specific and you have to do all the things in very limited moves. Overall, it was a nice puzzle game that initially looks very easy, but as you progress, it starts showing its actual colors. On number 3, we have A Key's Path. This looks like a simple 2D side-scrolling platformer game until you face the very first puzzle of the game, where you are unable to pass through the pit. Then you realize why the keys are displayed on the bottom panel on the game screen. Once you tap on any of the keys, you learn that you can use those keys as platforms in the game world. But doing that makes you lose the ability to use that particular action. So basically, if I'm using the back button key in the game world as a platform, that means now I cannot move in the back direction until I will place the back button key back to the bottom panel. And with this unique idea of using keys in the game world, the developer has created a number of puzzles in the game. One thing I realized playing this game is that you should always keep all the keys back to the panel once you are done with the puzzle, because sometimes you end up in a situation where you forget the keys somewhere in the environment and now you cannot go back to those places to collect the key back. On number 2 we have Two Timing Towers. This game is a tower defense game where you have to save your area from enemies, and for that you can mount machine guns or shooters or blockers on the path. Once you are done with all your initial strategy, enemy waves start approaching your area. Here in this tower defense game, you do not play as a god, but you are also a character inside the game world, whose work is to collect the bolts so that he can build some more shooters for saving the area. But after a time, situation becomes very chaotic and it becomes very tough to navigate between the places. And never think that these machine guns and shooters as your friend. They are actually not. They shoot whatever is at shorter distance to them. So if our character is near to the gun as compared to the enemy, they start shooting at you. After 2-3 waves of enemy, the game goes out of control. You have to save the area, also you have to save yourself from the shooter. Plus time to time, you have to keep collecting the bolts so that you can build new strategy for next wave. and on top of that, you have so many enemies in your path that slows you out. A perfect example of out of control. And for the first place, we have the laser guy. The game set up in a world of aliens inside an office, and the character has some sort of disease that if you does not take the pills, his eyes start throwing the laser. He left the pill somewhere. Now we have to traverse him to the nursery for the medicines. So our ultimate objective is to traverse in such a way that we do not end up burning other employees, and if we do so, we have to start that area from the beginning. Player controls are simple. You can move the character and can also control the laser direction. The laser is infinitely long in the game. If you point it on objects, it will end up burning them. The levels or areas are designed in such a way that you need to use environmental object carefully, because most of the time with the help of their arrangement you can come up with different ideas for clearing the particular area. As I mentioned, all the games were superb, and the only reason I kept Laser Guy on the top because I had most fun playing this one. It took me around 20 minutes to finish the game, but in those 20 minutes I have taken a number of tries, came up with different ideas, and despite trying again and again, the game hooked me up so well that when I finished the game, it felt so satisfying. So guys, I have mentioned the game links in the description, do check them out. I have put the GMTK Game Jam link as well. You can check other games too. If you want to check Mark Brown's review video, I have mentioned that link too in the description. That is it guys. Do like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon for upcoming video notifications. Soon I'll be back with another interesting video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.